Whoa, it's Wulzy. Welcome back to another Geometry Dash review episode. I am a noob. I don't have many demons, don't have many stars, can't comment on gameplay, but one thing I know as a Geometry Dash official moderator, where do I go? Is it like, option, no? Where do I, oh, it's help. Yeah, here we are. I've seen a fair share of levels in my time as a moderator, design, effect, you name it. I've also done a fair number of reviews on this channel. So today when I logged into Twitter and saw everyone talking about KOCMOC, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a homophone of Cosmos. I think. The Russian creating team, Team Cherry, have been hyping up this level for a very long time. It's renowned within the community for its ridiculous layout. Don't know if it's well received. I'm not in the player circle like that. If you don't know who Cherry Team are, I will throw up some footage from a channel called lmao VODs showing off their giant project Void Wave, which is very long and very detailed with insane flowy gameplay. Very positively received as a design mega collab. So they clearly have a stacked roster, and I'm sure you're familiar with their top level demon Firework. This footage is by Dimka241. You can get some insane tension in the levels, alright? When they're hyping this level up, I'm assuming it's gonna be a banger. So when a bajillion top level players are given an official preview by Cherry Team themselves with this amazing production value as an intro, look at the level Geometry Dash level previews are at, man. This is so sick. My goodness. All I want from this is for Cherry Team to prove themselves and use their full potential as a team. I think they're overhated. They have way more essence than anyone really realizes in the glow design scene that's really hating on them for like rehashing the same glow style. Look at this. This is already levels above your typical glow design. We have insane glitch effect, perfect matching to the song with the shrouding glow over the top. I'm just gonna let this run. I just want it to blow my mind. I hope it lives up to the hype. I've heard the gameplay is quite donkey, but the rest is supposed to be insane. Wow, that's a burst of energy straight away. What the heck? That's nuts, dude. Fusing that crystallized art and design with the insane pulses. Oh my god! What? The amount that's packed into this, the shake triggers and everything, it must be a nightmare to play, I gotta say, but I love how that slows down. You get a shadow of the structures as you're transitioning in. This looks like a lightning effect that's coming up. Oh my goodness. Look at how much changes per frame. We have the text that comes in, and then we have an insane color switch up here. Look at how much is going on. We have the super fast moving glow streaks that really intensify the whole thing. We have giant white flashes. We have the text that's flashing on and off. And you can see the effect of the shake as well, how far it's moving the level up and down. Shake triggers are really underrated, I feel. This is insane! The level of detail here is ridiculous. Hello? I can't even tell what's happening. There's about 15 different designs on the screen at once. Wow, dude. Are you... This is... Okay, finally a top one that's, like, decent. I did not get a chance to fully flesh out my point. What I was trying to say is, oh my doo-dah-day, there is finally a top one that's actually showcasing the creating community's potential. Something stunning to an outside viewer, visually and not just physically with the gameplay. I think this is the best level that can possibly represent the game on all fronts. Decoration, gameplay, intensity, all that stuff. What? The satellites flying everywhere. We have black holes. We have... Oh my god, this is so satisfying to watch. What the heck? All four times speed. No slowdowns apart from the ending. Oh my goodness. That's nuts. That's nuts. Please be top one, dude. I would love this. Imagine never seeing GD before and just seeing this level out of nowhere. Oh my god, this has to be top one, please. Wow. That is some Premiere Pro, After Effects, Sony Vegas. Dude, this is straight out of another video game. Come on now. Okay, I thought that was an effect. Okay, this is just like a Newgrounds version, I guess. We're gonna go back to the beginning. The level of detail in this already, just from the beginning, is absurd. We have some crazy glow effect placements, I noticed. Like, these purple hexagons are so out of place, but it's very stylish how they kind of dance around like that. Wow, this is so intimidating to start off with. Every block is slowly moving. We have tiny little slits that are just lit up at a time. Very masterful glow usage. I'm actually gonna watch this in slow motion. The way the blocks glitch around, you can barely even see it happen in real time. You just can't process it. There's just too much going on. This is probably the new greatest glow effect level of all time. We have a bunch of names scattered around. We have some invisible slopes, which is kind of questionable, but that object goes over the top of the cube. It's not a 10 out of 10 anymore. Layering issue. Invite Wulzy to a cherry team. I'll fix all the mistakes. My goodness. The club step monsters are out of their minds as well. Look at the level of detail in there. I noticed that a lot of it was mechanical. I know we got the space vibe going on with the black holes and stuff. These arrows that just swiftly get larger and larger and just shrink the whole screen into that one triple spike. That goes so hard. Cosmos. And then we're just sent flying. Absolutely flying into this wave pod. And let me see what we got here. Lots of different colorways. I gotta say, this is so impressive. Kind of 9 circles-ish structuring, but I noticed that some of these are slanted, which is a really interesting way to go about it. You have to be super precise with your angle going into this, otherwise you're not gonna make it out alive for sure. I love how the text isn't fully faded out by the time we get there. That's a super cool aesthetic. And the fact that the level is already in motion, stunning pulsing effects on the blocks, honestly. Lots of movement too, and this is so tight. And this is only the beginning. It just goes up and up from here. I love these cyber arrows, how they match the designs in the blocks. That's a super cool pairing. This is weird. I don't know if I like the fact that there's just like an isolated platform in the center, but that glow effect was super cool, how it only lights up the ones near you. I do notice a regular ground spike object just chilling up there. Very strange structuring to fly through here, and then we have the most crooked straight fly you'll ever see. It looks like a rough transition, but then we have this absolutely insane with this huge asteroid belt on the top and bottom. I'm becoming a really big fan of these curved overlays that go over the top and bottom, really encasing the entire level and giving it a really unique border. I noticed the use of AAAA text for the arrow there. That's super interesting. And here's the mechanical blocks I'm talking about, and the kind of bunny rabbit looking club step monster. I don't know where I've seen this thing before, but it's familiar. We have a lightning streak for the wave path, which is really cool looking, especially when you look at the trail itself. They made something that fire and it's not even visible the whole time. We have plasma eyes on this bunny robot thing. Some insane planetoid looking structures with metal pieces all around, and the shading too. I don't think I've ever seen this many structures packed into one area, all with different designs without it being the most clustered thing ever. Look at the lighting here. We have mechanical arms, we have rocks everywhere, you know, then some casual GD objects and some AAA text, you know, just the whole package. Wow, dude, this never fails to impress me on any time I pause. There's only a certain number of frames provided, man. You're kind of going over the limit here. What on earth is that? It's unreadable. Let me just say that right now. It's unreadable. It goes so hard and it just throws objects around all the time. Like, a cool creating tactic is to move objects in the foreground or the background instead of the actual structures if you want to keep things readable, but they do it anyway. We have tiny little text that just adds little tidbits to the level. This ball is very satisfying to watch, going through caverns and all sorts of space structures. That wave spam, absolutely impossible. Imagine passing all of that so far and then having to go through this tiny little wave corridor that you can barely see with all of the overlays. It's just stunning. Look at the level of detail in this block design. That's beyond core to me. Like, the difference between core and these outlines is that these outlines are incoherent. There's no pattern in them. It's just detail. And it goes so hard because at this point, I don't blame the level for being completely discombobulated. Like, the black hole just obliterates the whole thing, or that's the plot I'm liking to build on my head. Does that say Blee? No wonder. No wonder. It says Blee, the creator of Absolute Garbage, one of my favorite levels. And that's super smart for adding the rocks in a strip like that. It is just like a hacking phase in a movie, the way that this fades out. We have a super clean, wavy transition that shows the name or some sort of phrase. I can't actually decipher what that says, unfortunately. Just going from darkness and pure detail to just boom! The energy levels are absolutely massive. We have cyber checkerboards as a platform for the wave right there. That doesn't even display most of the time because there's too many pulses. Saws inside the block design, kind of genius for keeping it moving. We have some regular ground spikes there. We have a super fast rocket ship zooming past with this huge searchlight that isn't even visible half the time because Cherry Team are too cool. Oh, we have an orbit all the way around as well with some glow that just circles around it. How cool is that? There's different types of glow. we have glow that lights up the actual line itself, and then we have the bloom glow as well. And we have a bunch of different circles in the background that are pulsing differently. The satellites and everything. Man, you can barely see where you're going. And there's just like huge glitch effects as the ship right now. We're zooming up and down. Streaks of like graffiti style lining. Recognizable block shapes in the saws too. There's a lot to look at. They've went with a lot of different creating conventions. I gotta say, it's very impressive to see. Yep, we have the classic light up the blocks as you fly through them idea. That's nuts. Man, I'm so impressed by this. We have a huge comet that falls and probably turns you into the big... Oh, that's so cool. What an idea to put in an extreme demon of all things. Even white space, I don't think, can hold a torch to this wave part. Man, you can't really compare the two because it's easy demon, extreme demon. The difficulty gap is immense, obviously. You can't compare the structuring of an easy demon to that of an extreme. There's far more that goes into a level like this. A lot more that you have to cover design-wise. Wow, look at this in motion. Movements and everything. It's just so bold to do that, especially with so much flying around in the foreground. The whole thing is constantly alive, and I love that so much. Back to this crystal style. Wow. It almost looks like an oil sketch, you know what I mean? The whole thing is just done with huge brush strokes. The orange and purple mix here is really good too. I can't pick out a single flaw with this level. It's impossible. Surely, this is the most immaculate a level can be, right? The animated assets, the rotations all around. This is a really early 2.1 convention to have huge rotating circles like this that you were kind of passing it out of. So I kind of like that being rebirthed into a new cyber, hyper-realistic level here. It so seamlessly blends everything together from front to back with the super dense designs to then the super dense art. This looks impossible. The text as well, the flying particles, and then we're just thrown right back into the design style. It's insane. Let me just watch once again in full speed in case I didn't realize how cool this was from the jump. I would love to be able to create with this much detail, but there's just no way I can possibly fathom that many objects. Like, I don't know how they've managed to fuse so much art with the actual designs themselves when I struggle to make a design out of a couple of different objects because I can never find the right objects to put together. What else is there to say? Like, really, what else is there to say? The whole level disintegrates and then we're back to the ending. It's so intimidating even still. The high movement, the new style that you wouldn't really see in a top one. I'm sure no one's going to be playing this in full detail, but it looks beautiful. And the ending too, with that super warm and fiery, burnt looking end screen. We have a couple of different objects that kind of intensify the grainy look of it. Lots of beams moving up and down, frame by frame. That is absolutely magnificent. The lines at the sides making it look all glitchy. It looks like they've used rocks for this edge, which is really smart. Nicely optimized there. This level right here is why I will never claim to be good at creating or to know exactly what I'm doing, because I can't fathom any of this detail. I can't picture any of it in my mind. If I was to go into a level right now and say I'm gonna make an art level, I'd probably put a couple of blocks and a bit of glow slapped on top, and that's it. I'm calling it a day. I could never rotate, make foregrounds, and have huge flying bits of debris everywhere and particles floating around like the stars in the background here. I could never fathom the pulses on the edges, the different specific movements they've made for the glitch effects right there. It's all so perfectly considered, arranged, beautiful. I mean, even this end screen has a fireball. Like, you just don't think of that. It has a lava piece. Like, 2 little animated assets makes that whole thing. I'm gonna browse Twitter with the search KOCMOC. Yeah, people are saying that it's like a Slaughterhouse ripoff, but can you imagine how iconic it's gonna be to have it at the top of the demon list, the forefront of the community? Pick generic red hell level with bad song or generic purple. Generic! KOCMOC is mid. Like, what? Techo is good at times. You don't know what's happening. That's also a fair bit of criticism. Like, you can barely tell, but that's the appeal of it for me. It's not KOCMOC style. It fuses way too many different styles for it to be a KOCMOC style. The people complaining about the gameplay are never gonna play it in their lives, by the way. It depends what you value in a level. This is just pretentious. Yeah, I'm glad that the general consensus is that it's insane. I just think as soon as you look past whatever level it sequels or whatever, it's just an absolutely stunning piece of work that is levels and levels and levels beyond anything we've ever seen before. Anyway, let's go back to my silly little Geometry Dash profile and end the video. Thank you so much for watching my thoughts on KOCMOC. I think I'm saying it right. It looks like a it looks like it should be a homophone is what I'm trying to say. No disrespect. Thank you so much for watching this Geometry Dash review episode. Let me know what you think of the level. I would give it feedback, but there's no feedback to give. I think it's a perfect level. Boom. Check the links in the description, leave a like and subscribe, and have a good day.